Is Emory in that
create
conversation?
that experience. For what?
Resto mods. In a way,
I would say they're more restorations than they are, because I feel like a resto mod, like if you want to take like what these companies are doing, or those are like making their own.
Yeah.
Like,
Putting a 997 engine in, like,
I feel like Ron Emory is more of and the Emory cars are more of like
continuation,
saving and like taking cars that are unable to be brought back, and he's bringing them back and then kind of making them his own.
So then where would you put Gunther Works?
Gunther Works, I don't know.
Because to me, it's the same kind of mantra.
Bespoke car.
The bodies are perfected. The power's way up. The quality of everything is extremely high.
That's like in the Singer. I think the Singer is more of like the resto mod. Emory kind of, to me, I mean, I'm biased. I love his cars.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I love his shit, and he, to me,
Rod?
Yeah, and to me, he's at the top of the heap.
Yeah, I mean,
for all of those subcategories, he's up there.
But I think the biggest difference too for Rod and anyone else who I've spoken with in this game, whether it's it doesn't matter who it is, you can name any brand that makes something. Rod is so, more than anyone I've ever met, a Porsche head.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
like there is no if you look at his clothes, all Porsche design, shoes, watch, glasses,
he's
everything.
Locked in.
Everything is Porsche, and he is really aligned with the brand, and I think his vision isn't making the cars better. Like a lot of these companies like Gunther Works, Singer, anyone who's, I feel like they take a great car and they are making it better, right? They're making it whatever.
Yep.
I don't think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's honoring the car and the brand.
Well, it's a continuation.
And saving something that was unsavable, whatever it may be, while putting his touch on it. But
that's also, a good point to pivot, because
but he also modifies his cars to not look like they've been modified.
Right.
Like for us, you look at that Roadster and you're just like, oh my gosh. And in the video that you posted, it's like you would never know it's a modified 356.
No. That was a really fun video that we did. But that's a good point to pivot, because given that the Motor Week is a week away, we're doing the Emory reunion, which is going to be at the Tennis Hall of Fame, which I'm very excited for. I know you guys are too. And to see all those,
it's going to be wild.
All the cars that are currently behind us right now will all be on display,
right?
Including one of your favorite cars in the back.
I think I've decided for the month that's my favorite car on the planet.
Yeah,
until I change my mind.
Yeah.
That car,
until you see a Valkyrie again,
to like see it creeping over there. To see
just hit it in the corner.
The history there, it's priceless. It's like I don't want to look at it the wrong way.
Yeah, and the car he's referring to is the 1951 356 SL that Rod Emory restored back to the spec of the 1951 Le Mans winning race, which it won.
Yeah.
That car, one of the probably the top three most significant Porsches on the planet.
We're just hanging out with it.
Oh, hi.
It's pretty wild.
But there's going to be about 19 Emory cars, 4 generations of his family's cars. So starting with Valley Custom Shops, which was his grandfather's customization shop, which did American hot rods, and really subtle. His family's mantra is to modify everything but make it look like it came from the factory, essentially. So we have cars from his grandfather, cars that his father built, cars that Rod and his father built, and cars that Rod has built with his kids. So it's 4 generations of Emory cars. First time this has ever been put together, something like this. First time, I think it's probably the most amount of Emory cars have ever been together. There's, I think, 7 or 8 cars right here, including the 356 SL, the first Emory Special he built, which is right there in the middle.
What's this car?
That's the 911.
It's a 911.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the Emory Special in the middle is the car that him and his wife Amy drove their son Zane around in, with the little car seat in the back, and it has a trailer hitch with the trailer. It's so cool.
So this 911, I don't know if you've probably seen it in one of these angles, but So we pull this off the truck, and you talk about what differentiates Rod Emory's cars with any other builds of similar quality or level or whatever you want to call it. This 911 comes off the truck. It's an extremely lightweight car, and just backing it into the building and steering it in,
you're just like,
whoa, like like how, you know, a lot of these cars, you know, cars that come to mind, the McLaren 620R,
yeah,
this, very few cars can you just move 50 feet and say,
know that it's like,
and have it, and
like,
open
okay.
your, get out and say, whoa, I could not imagine this, you know, in its comfort zone, middle of third gear on a back. Like,
yeah, you're just like that's when you know.
No weight, the steering, with no power steering, there's nothing there. The doors are nothing.
When did he
sounds
build that?
incredible.
I don't know the year. I mean, I could look it up, but I don't know in front
But
of me.
that's a great car to stick next to a standard one and say,
Yeah.
this is what Rod does.
What year is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have to look it up.
That's all right. Well, it'll be on display.
Yeah, so the owners of some of these cars will be here as well.
Yep.
356 SL is also in the Concours on Sunday, so that'll be exciting.
I
It's
want to
being
give,
judged.
that's going to be fun to see.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to our friend Bob Torrey.
Right.
He is turning into an Audrain
He's
Motor
Mr.
Week
Audrain
legend.
this week.
He's showed at the Concours a handful of times. He's done
Yep.
the Gathering a handful of times. This year he has an Outlaw in the Emory group.
Yep.
He's at the Gathering with a different car.
Wow.
And he's in the Concours with a third different car.
So he's in every major event we're
who's
doing.
helping? Does he have a team that helps him? Or is he, I feel like he's kind of like a solo guy.
I have a feeling he's got someone from his shop with him, but he also lives in Jamestown, and he can
Yeah.
drive
So cool.
the cars home
So
and
cool.
flip them when he needs to.
Yeah.
so cool.
So he is. I love that guy, and he's so nice.
Yeah,
and he's
Bob
just
Torrey
so
is literally
kind.
the man. And the Emory he has was the car Rod's dad, Gary, built his mom. So it was one of the very first Emorys
Yep.
that
Yep.
Rod, you know.
Yep.
So that'll be here, and that'll be cool. Rod's mom and dad will be here, so we'll get to see the car again.
Yep.
So a lot of really cool
It's
stories.
going to be cool to see them all and see how they've evolved
Right.
through the years, because Bob's car next
Super early.
to our red one or our blue one, completely different.
Yeah.
Well,
Completely
even the
different
red one
mindsets.
is completely different from the
Right.
newest one we
And-
just got.
and the-
It's like
yeah.
night and day
Right,
different, which
right.
is wild.
Right.
Well, the video that we did in LA where you were riding with Rod,
Yeah.
you were just like,
I mean,
You
the
were- you were
red. I
giggling.
drove the red car yesterday or 2
Yeah.
days ago, and it will always be like it was the first Emory I drove, and it was like I absolutely love that car. But the evolution is also just in little. What Rod is so good at is little details, like, you know, just even the speaker covers from that car to that car, or just very little things that they're just continuously improving.
it all works. The speakers you were saying, it works with your phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
and this one,
it's
yeah,
all
and the blue
compatible
one, you
with
don't
your
even
iPhone.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know it has
pretty
anything.
cool.
If you want to listen to music, it just connects immediately, and you don't need anything, and it just works.
That's pretty cool.
But like, yeah, just from the suspension differences, you know, it's just it's an evolution, and I love that. I think it's like going back to what we said, it's the constant pursuit of making things better. It's not
Yep.
just staying flat. He could make 200 of the same car every year
Yep.
and sell it, no problem. Sell it for double what he charges. He could easily
He'd
do
sell
it,
'em.
but he doesn't.
Yep.
And, you know, they make less than 20 cars a year,
Yep.
and they're all very meticulously done, and everything has been, you know, it's a passion.
Yep.
And that's what I really appreciate.
And one of those differences, which is really interesting, you know, you look at these cars and you stand up and look at them, and you're looking down at them and you think, well, this is a nice, cute little car. It must be a nice little backroads car. And the red one has a shorter gear set than the blue one.
Right.
The blue one, you get into second gear and you think, oh my God, this
I'm
thing
gonna-
wants to sit above 100 in
Yeah.
fourth gear,
Oh,
like
easy.
comfortably. That car wants to run. And it just has a different kind of attitude from the red one,
Yep.
which is really neat.
We should do a head-to-head on our YouTube with
Yes,
both of them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, we have the white one too, which is we also got, which he did, which is a Super 90 that we purchased at auction, and they restored it. So it's not an Outlaw. It's not a, you know, quote unquote hot rod, whatever you want to call it.
That car is awesome.
And it is amazing. I was very excited for both of them. More so the blue car, just because of, you know, what it is, the 4-cylinder
It's
911,
beautiful.
whatever. But, you know, that having the pushrod engine that Ed Pink, you know, added whatever magic he did, but the car now is about 130 horsepower, and it is so...
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
It's fast, but it's also just... It feels...
Solid.
It feels like that's what it should be. And, you know, you're driving it, and he kept everything the original that could be. So, you know, you look at the... you know, you look at the decals, whatever you want to call them, on the car, that they're all patina. They didn't touch them up. The original tube radio, you got to wait for the tubes to heat up before you listen to the radio. It's just like, just so good.
Well, Zane's meticulousness is
Zane, you know,
pretty apparent.
He hand dyed the interior to match, because they don't make that color, so they figured out a way to dye the interior to make it look the way it does. I mean, it's just,
well,
you just don't get that anymore.
No, you don't. And, you know, for anybody who's watching or listening, we do have a video that we did when we visited Rod's shop, and you know, Rod kind of explains the whole building process of his cars, and we did do a little in-depth thing with Zane when he was actually in the process of restoring the interior. He talks about dyeing the interior and all of that, so you can head over to the Audrain Museum Network and catch that video if you haven't seen it already.